Welcome to the official Windows 8 channel, and today we will talk about disk management in Windows 8. It resembles a lot of disk management that there was available in Windows XP, and it's really improved in Windows Vista, Windows 7, and Windows 8. And so if you have a hard drive or several hard drives, there is a way to actually change and work on the partitions of these hard drives right there in Windows. Long gone are the days where you need a program like Partition Magic, for example, to partition any drive. You don't use any of those programs anymore because Windows can do all of that, and it's called disk management. So how do you go into disk management? Well, in Windows 8, you go into the bottom left corner, right click to have the menu, and there you have disk management right there. Disk management will show the information about all hard drives on your computer and all its partitions. So when you want to change or do something about a partition, you can actually right click, or just click that partition and right click on it, and there you'll see you have available all sorts of tools available. For example, if you'd like to partition your hard drive because you think the drive's too big and want to have a separate partition for something else, and you didn't do it before you installed Windows, because of course you can partition your hard drive before installing Windows. But if you installed, you think, oh, it's too late. No, it's not. You can click on the main partitions. For example, here my main partition, my C drive, and right click on it. And you see here I can shrink volume. And it's going to analyze the disk space available and tell you, well, okay, here's the info and here's the maximum amount of size you can shrink. So here it says, for example, I can shrink 311,266 megabytes, roughly 300 gigabytes, and put it aside. So you enter the amount that you want here, and you just click shrink. And what's going to happen, you're going to see your computer is going to work, and then it's going to change the mapping here. And instead of having a full drive, you'll see that your drive is going to shrink. And there's going to be something with a gray area that's going to say, well, you know, aren't partitioned or unused portion. And then you can right click on it and actually format the drive and, you know, put a drive letter to it. What's also cool about this is that you can actually change the drive letter of a drive. So for example, if you're used to a certain way that drives were working, you reinstall Windows and you notice that your hard drive, your second hard drive, instead of being assigned the letter F that you're used to all the time, it's assigned the letter G or H, and you're thinking, well, I'd like to have F because that rings a bell and makes it easier for me to understand that it's the second partition. Well, you can right click on any partition and say, well, change drive letter and path, and that will actually change the drive letter. Be careful when you change drive letters, because if you have programs and software and files that are installed on certain partitions with a drive letter, what happens is if you change the drive letter, then Windows might actually not be able to find the files that it needs to make a certain program work. Or if you've suppose you're listening to music in iTunes and it's in the second partition, and the letters F, you change it to G, then iTunes might say, hey, I can't find the music anymore. It's not there where I'm used to having it. So be careful changing letters. Usually you'll change a drive letter when the drive is unused, because you know it doesn't have an effect. But if your drive has programs, files, music, videos, I would say don't change the drive letter of any of those partitions that contain lots of data, because you can cause some problems in Windows. So lots of things you can do in drive management. That's where you will actually initialize, format, and partition any new hard drive you might add to a system. It works also with external hard drives, and what's going to happen is that you'll see the external hard drives with different numbers, disk 1, 2, 3, and etc. And it's pretty cool because it's one of the best ways to you know, just playing around with your drives, partition, and use it to the max. Why do you want to partition a drive? Well, sometimes some people are used to a certain way of working. You can have the main drives, the main C drive, having all of your system, but you can have, okay, I want to have a D drive where I have only music, and E drive is going to have movies, and F drive is going to have applications, and so on. So some people like to separate everything. What's also cool about partitioning is that, for example, if all your data, music, videos, documents, are on a second partition, well, you can freely and easily reinstall Windows on the main C drive by formatting the C drive, and you know that all your important stuff is still there on the other partition, which is untouched when you format the main drive. So that's another cool reason to use partitions. So this was a quick look at the disk management in Windows 8, and great way to manage all of the new drives that you might add to your computer. Be them internal, like in a desktop, you can have 2, 3, 4 hard drives, or external USB drives plugged into a laptop, for example. So all drives are available in the disk management section of Windows. If you enjoy these videos, if you got that new Windows 8 machine, want to learn more, just click the subscribe button and you'll know when new videos are online. If you have any comments, questions, maybe you have a request of an app, a feature you'd like to see a video on, let us know, because there's a big chance that if you want to see a feature of Windows 8, lots of people out there want to see a feature also. And hey, take a look at our other videos. That's going to help you learn and use more of Windows 8, and hope that you come back to the official Windows 8 channel. Bye-bye.